Hello, all. This is Ankita, and today we are going to talk about the Bloomsbury Group. The Bloomsbury Group was a circle of influential English writers, intellectuals, philosophers, and artists who lived and worked in the Bloomsbury area of London in the early 20th century. Bloomsbury Group एक circle है influential लोगों का, which included the writers, the philosophers, the artists, जो कि इन एंड अराउंड द ब्लूम्सबेरी एरिया लंदन में 20th सेंचुरी में रहते थे. They were active roughly from 1905 to 1930s, and they deeply influenced modern literature, art, feminism, इकोनॉमिक्स एंड फिलोसफी. ये मेजरली मॉडर्निस्ट ग्रुप है जो 1905 से 1930 तक एग्जिस्ट करता था, एंड दे इन्फ्लुएंस्ड लिटरेचर, आर्ट, इकोनॉमिक्स, फिलोसफी. काफ़ी डिफरेंट डायमेंशन of things को इन्होंने influence किया. Now let's talk about the common features of the Bloomsbury group. The first one is belief in intellectual freedom. They believed that any piece of writing should not be confined to a basic form of writing. There should be freedom of thought, there should be freedom of expression, there should be freedom of technique of writing. Emphasis on individual relationship and personal truth. What was important for them was individuals' relationship and their relationship with their own self, their relationship with the truth. They rejected the ideas of Victorian morality. For them, they rejected the concept and the idea perpetuated as Victorian morality. Interest in modernism, in art and literature. They showed interest in the concept of modernism, and this sort of modernism influenced both art and literature. The Bloomsbury group had open discussions on feminism, on sexuality, and on different aspects of life. They believed that art and freedom were more important than material success. They believed that art should be learned or should be experienced just for the sake of art and not for anything else. They believed in the concept of art for art's sake. The Bloomsbury group played a major role in the development of modernism in English literature. So the Bloomsbury group was basically a bridging stone which played a very, very important foundational role in the idea of modernism. For example, Virginia Woolf developed the technique of stream of consciousness. They challenged the traditional narrative structures. They rejected the Victorian morality and conventional social values, right? They rejected the conventional social values that were prevalent during the time. The people of the Bloomsbury group. Okay. Moving forward, let's talk about the key characteristics of the Bloomsbury group. First was modernism. They were central to modernist literature and art because they were the bridging stones, or they were the paving stones to modernism. Experimentation with form. They believed in the freedom of expression. वो मानते थे कि इंसान के पास फ्रीडम है एक्सप्रेशन की, स्ट्रक्चर चूज करने की, किस तरह उसे लिखना है, क्या लिखना है. What was more important for them was personal truth. So they experimented with form. For example, what came in was stream of consciousness, which was made famous by Virginia Woolf. This form of writing rejected the linear storytelling, है ना, जो linear storytelling का structure है उसको reject किया गया यहाँ पर, और एक नए form of storytelling को experiment किया गया. Intellectual freedom and individualism. Rejection of Victorian moral rigidity. They rejected the concept of Victorian morality and the rigidity in Victorian morality. What they propagated was freedom. उन लोगों ने कहा कि freedom of thought और जो individuality है वो ज़्यादा important है instead of moral rigidity. They believed in personal truth over social conventions. They emphasized on private conscience and emotional honesty. प्राइवेट कॉन्शियंस पे और इमोशनल ऑनेस्टी पे उन्होंने बहुत ज़्यादा फोकस दिया. दे बिलीव दैट रिलेशनशिप्स, आर्ट एंड ट्रूथ आर एंड इन देमसेल्फ, नॉट मीन्स टू सोशल रिस्पेक्टेबिलिटी. दे आर नॉट मीन्स टू सोशल रिस्पेक्टेबिलिटी. What is important is that they believe that relationship, art and truth are ends in themselves and they are not means to social respectability. Now, rejection of more Victorian morality. They criticized on sexual repression and rigid social codes. These people were having very, very open discussions on sexuality, on unconventional relationships. ये हर चीज़ के बारे में open discussions कर रहे थे. They criticized the idea of imperialism and ब्लाइंड पेट्रियोटिज्म। इनका मानना था कि हर बेसिक चीज़, हर बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट, हर बेसिक आइडिया के ऊपर डिस्कशन किया जाना चाहिए. यू शुड नो व्हाट पीपल थिंक अबाउट अ सर्टेन इशू. The fourth was aesthetics and art for art's sake. This was very important for them. They read art, they learned art just for the sake of art. They enjoyed art just for the sake of art. There was no didactic purpose. कोई morality preaching नहीं थी. Art could be praised just because it was a good piece of art. They believed in the autonomy of art, कि आर्ट जो है उसको किसी और चीज़ की ज़रूरत नहीं है. आर्ट अपने आप में एक कंप्लीट चीज़ है, ये लोग ये मानते थे. These people kept art separate from moral and political propaganda. कि आर्ट को हम किसी डायडेक्टिक पर्पस के लिए या मॉरल प्रीचिंग के लिए या किसी पॉलिटिकल प्रोपोगेंडा के लिए इस्तेमाल करें, ये ज़रूरी नहीं. आर्ट को सिर्फ क्योंकि वो एक पीस ऑफ आर्ट है उसके लिए भी चेरिश किया जा सकता है, और ये लोग करते थे. These people valued aesthetic experience over didacticism. Now the fifth one is liberal humanism. Faith, they showed faith in reason, conventions and civilized debate. Belief in human relationship as the foundation of society. Intellectual elitism. Okay, these people believed in intellectual elitism. Okay, rooted in Cambridge education. Lot of people from the Bloomsbury group were educated in Cambridge. So this movement was somewhere rooted in Cambridge education. Now the sixth one was pacifism and anti-war sentiments. They opposed militism during World War I. They emphasized on rational diplomacy over violence. वो लोग कहते थे कि rational diplomacy कहीं ज़्यादा अच्छी चीज़ है violence से. They never propagated the idea of violence. They never considered violence as a good thing. उन्होंने हमेशा ये कहा कि violence कोई अच्छी चीज़ नहीं है. In fact, violence से बहुत अच्छी चीज़ है कि तुम pessimism और diplomacy से के थ्रू चीज़ों को solve कर लो. The important members of this group were Virginia Woolf, E.M. Foster, Lytton Strachey, Keynes, Clive Bell, and Vanessa Bell. These people of the Bloomsbury group founded the Hogarth Press in 1917 by Leonard Woolf and Virginia Woolf. And the Hogarth Press published the works of T.S. Eliot, translations of Sigmund Freud, and other modern texts. Now, what were the criticisms that were received by the Bloomsbury group was that it was highly upper class, it was highly elitist in nature. We do not have any working class element here. We do not have all different classes of the society present here. It was majorly occupied by the elite people. So hence, because it was occupied by the elite people, it was detached from the social realities of life. And the people had over-intellectual lifestyle. These were the few criticisms that it received. I hope this idea of the Bloomsbury group, the ideas that it propagated, how it paved the way to modernism, how it gave importance to art, how it gave importance to individuality, the thoughts of the individuality, and the discussion on every aspect of things openly, and how it emphasized on using different structures and ways to write instead of a rigid structure. I hope all of these ideas are clear to you. Thank you.